Hey guys, Mickculla here again. More rounds of Kyber Kup. My next round was against Dicey. So we all know Dicey, a friend of the show. So first of all, again I'm 40 Luke. Dicey is Callus. So basically, a lot of games you see are against Callus and OG Vader with ATST. So this is my usual Luke deck. Start by cycling these guys. They're not too big of a deal right now. I'm more worried about getting out something. Getting my Wookiee and like tank push going. I think he ends up having ATST as his last card, which kind of sucks for him. Because you kind of want those at the start of the match. Set things up. So here I end up pushing, trying to make a push. I want to get away from Callus, and then I want to push him back. Just so he can't do as much damage to me. So I end up taking turret aggro. He ends up stunning a whole bunch of guys, but he ends up dying for it, which isn't too bad. So I basically get tons of damage down here. Get the turret in my first push. So it's one of those things I have to try and defend, but I know the ATST is coming, and it's going to be a tough battle against Callus, so it's basically trying to defend as much as possible while getting a push up here. Problem is, I kind of get maxed out, so get the push going up here. Didn't want to use Wookiee, but Ion Mine I kind of need, just in case, because he's got the Riot Troopers and melee guys, but end up blowing it here. Get some tower damage, get some damage. This was bad. I was trying to push him away, like you see, but he got his stun off before I could. And then I could really use it right here. He ends up dying, but there's a lot coming my way, and I don't have a lot of energy. So I'm trying to save up for Boomerang guy. Because there's a lot of little weaklings here, but this is really bad, because this is going to be die for 4 energy, basically. Well, it's going to die, and it's kind of a waste of 4 energy, because I really needed to use it, but those guys were little and not that big of a deal, unfortunately. But I couldn't really play Pathfinders there. So here he is. He's trying to catch me off guard without my turret. So I get the turret down. This was good. I end up pushing him away before he used his ability, but the turret took a lot of damage there. I was trying to spread stuff out. It didn't work. I have to die here. Try and get some damage down. I learned from my mistake from last time. This isn't too bad. It kind of sucks that the one Wookiee got into tower range, but this is coming back hard. I had 8 seconds left, so he couldn't play an ATST, so I pushed the turret down. I was trying to kill this as much as possible, but he ends up just getting my turret. And then he walks into the Wookiee, but he didn't die very much, so he doesn't have that big of a death timer. So I was hoping this would do more work than it did, but it did not. So this isn't too bad. I cycled through for my turret. It was a little late, but having like nothing behind an ATST against 40 Luke, I'd still do tons of damage. So I was afraid he was gonna stun there, so I kind of back off a little bit. The problem with 40 Luke is he can deal with ATSTs really well, but he can't like kill the stuff behind it. He's super squishy, so here I wanted to make sure this didn't get on my little guys, so I ended up taking a few tower shots. But I should have waited a little bit. I was trying to play my Pathfinders, and I probably would have won, but I went in too soon, and then I ended up dying without getting enough damage. So that one ended up in a draw. Which I probably should have won that one, but I just messed up a couple times. So that was the first matchup. So then we have to replay again since we tied. So it's same card, same guys. How life goes. Withdraws. So these same decks. So it's the same strategy for me. Try and keep him out of range. Keep him off my stuff as much as possible. I don't know why I'm sitting here with Wookie a little longer if possible, but this isn't too bad. I don't mind these guys running for free. Probably take bot shots. I wish I had tank here, but I didn't, so I just put some Pathfinders behind it. Problem here is I didn't want Wookie to get into range, but he ends up doing it, so. I ended up just putting a whole bunch of shit down, trying to get some cards out. He ends up taking out most of the things pretty easily, so I just pushed him away to get out. I know he's going to drop an ATST here, so I'm just saving up my energy. So, get the turret out, get the tank out, opposite sides. Get out of the way of the stun. And then just try and do as much damage as possible. I think I end up dying here. No, I didn't. I lived with a sliver of health, when I shouldn't. I thought I was super, like, this was really bad for me, because this isn't much health against the Callus. So, I decided I got a tank and Pathfinder up there. I'll just push down here. Split up my stuff, push him away. So, I didn't want to be next to the Wookiee, so he comes to deal with me, while the Wookiee and these guys deal with his Sand Trooper. That was a little bit unlucky for him that the Sand Trooper locked on. I steal his health, try and keep him busy as much as possible. So now we're pretty even. I kept him busy a lot so he couldn't play his ATST, but here it is. So, put down the turret again. I kind of keep it out of this range because I want to push Callus into here, but for some reason he went this way when he actually went this way visually, so I think that screwed him up a little bit. But I take out the ATST pretty easily. I take him out, and then I let those guys do work up there while I end up pushing down here. Pretty cheap for 5 energy. I was hoping I'd get here first and die, but that's alright. He just ignores this. Well, he nets it, but I don't know why. He was going to be gone anyway, so. I got a fair amount of damage top too, so. I basically just try and keep up the pressure whenever he plays ATST. This isn't a big deal. Like, unless he puts something behind it, then it doesn't really matter. This is what I was worried about, so I put a turret up. This was kind of a bad positioning, but I keep him away from me, and then, yeah, that's the thing. If you push them away while they're using their special, they use their special anyway, which is kind of nice, so make sure you didn't kill that. It was pretty close, but this was where I screwed up. I thought these would get cleared out really quick, but it didn't, so I got pretty lucky here. I should have stayed here, took out these guys, and then his TIE Fighter just barely doesn't kill my turret, which was lucky for me, because I screwed up there, and then he almost took advantage of it, but in the end, he didn't have enough damage, so I ended up winning. So, those were really close games. And I ended up being on the lucky side of those. Isn't too bad. And then these games started in order and then they're not. But eventually, like, this is only round 7, but I played like 8 rounds. So after this, like, I wasn't doing very good on Empire. So I decided to switch it up and I'm just gonna play Dengar. I know Dengar, I love Dengar. Not ATSC, like, it's OP right now, but I'm just gonna play what I'm good at. So again, my Dengar, get your Bodhi, basic Bodhi. I'm surprised there's not a lot of U-Wings sitting around, but people prefer X-Wings, I guess. So he puts his turret down, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I just put on my tank. He unfortunately puts up his a little too early. I think he was worried it was gonna lock on a tower. So technically I'm outside of range, but my tank pushed me into it, so basically I get a lot of damage down on his tank for nothing, which is really good against Bodhies. I want to make sure that didn't lock on, because you never know when a gunk is gonna hit. He makes a mistake and he runs up and just dies here. I was hoping I could get more off this push, but it didn't end up working out. I didn't really want to die here because I was sure the gunk's coming, so there it is. So I wanted to clear out these guys as fast as possible. He ends up using his X-Wing on that. Here I should have played something. I should have just TIE Fighter, but I thought I was going to kill it. There you can see me stand still and say fuck for a sec. But so now basically I have to play defensive for the rest of the match. I can't let anything touch this turret, otherwise I'm dead. And I think this is where Dicey kind of makes a mistake, is where he should be focusing on this turret. I just get the TIE Fighter out, get some damage. Because you want to sneak damage on here, so... I was waiting for the Pathfinders to get close, and then I see the Grenadiers, so... As long as I can stall this as much as possible so it doesn't get into turret range, I'm okay. So he plays a turret here, so I'm just going to ignore this lane from now on. Like, this is going to be here, so... Play a Dewback. I'm waiting for the Gunk. That's why I kept Forlom. So I put these guys down, hoping he'd play the Gunk Droid. And I'm just damaging the tower. So I see the Gunk Droid there. Get Forlom down on it. Do work. So I get chip damage. So Forlom wrecks those. Which is nice. And then gets another Zap off, which is... You basically want to get 3 or 4 Zaps off with Forlom when he's alive. And he's basically done, like, way more than his damage. So, unfortunately, he doesn't have much to defend with, so... I make him... I was gonna try and grab that energy, but he makes just like a beeline for it, and then my MTV and I just finish him off, so he dies there. And then basically I just have to protect this turret for 10 seconds. So he tries to suicide, I just throw a Blazeman down, stun him, take him out. Even if he did have it, I've had a pretty good counter push going. So, bring out the Dingo, does me well. Those are my games against Dicey. He's a good guy, good player. So hopefully he does well in the rest of the tournament. So that's my net. That was one more round, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.